So I wanted to do a video on the Ozark Trail Ridge. Now, I purchased the Ridge at the beginning of 2024, and I kind of liked it. It was a nice bike, but what kept happening was the adjustment on the derailleur would keep going out of whack, and the one I had didn't have a dork disc, and as I'd be riding, eventually the chain would pop into the spokes. I'd readjust. Well, it took me a few times to figure it out, but what I started to realize was the derailleur hanger was weak and creeping over, and it actually had a small crack right in there. It was very small, but I finally got to notice it because you could actually see it bent, and I brought it back a couple times to get back from a couple different trips. But the big problem was getting a new one because the manual, there was no customer support. I went to the Walmart store a couple times. I'd have to catch the bike guy. Well, finally, a couple days ago, I pulled just the hanger off. I went to my local store, and the bike guy said, he can't help me. He said, put it back together and take it to the store where I got it, which I actually got the bike in Brunswick, which was an hour away because my local store didn't have a medium. So I came home, started thinking about it, and said, heck with it. Walmart's Walmart. So I came, I took off I had special grip, custom grips, and I had my bottle cages. I took all that off. I brought the bike back to the store. Of course, the lady hemmed and hawed a little bit because it was over 90 days. But I just told her, I said, I can't, And so I asked for a manager. He happened to be right there. And he said, exchange it. So I exchanged it. Well, come to find out, if you're thinking about getting one of these, make sure you look for the newer model, because my other one used to drive me nuts with the one by. When you're in low gear, which in the woods a lot, it's quite noisy, tick, 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 tick. Well, this new version has a narrow wide front chain ring. The other thing it has is a clutch derailleur. The original had an L2, which it really wasn't that great. And with this clutch, I've only ridden this on a few miles of single track, and I didn't even have the clutch on. To activate the clutch, you actually have to put an Allen key in there and turn it. And if you want to flip it off, what I do is I put a little pressure and you flip up this lever right here. But even with the clutch off, a lot less chain slap than the other one. This is a micro shift shifter. Now, one difference with the micro shift is there's no indication as to what gear you're in, but at least I haven't seen it. But that really doesn't bother me that much. It's just so much. It brings the bike to a whole nother level. I mean, to me, this bike felt perfect, with the exception, the brakes are still pretty marginal. You get on something really steep and they're not that, they're okay, but they're really marginal. The other thing that I've discovered, and of course this is snapped, but the seat post is longer, has a longer capacity, because on the medium, I'm not that tall. I'm only like 5'7", and on the medium, I was at the max mark on the seat post, and with this one, I've got considerably more play. Let's see the other difference. I know it's goofy and a lot of guys, but there are times, because I use this bike when I go with my wife. She doesn't like single track, not that I do anything crazy. So sometimes I actually like having a kickstand, and this one actually came with a kickstand, and it feels like aluminum. I haven't taken it off to weigh it. Of course, you got this chunk sticking down, but unless you're on real rough trails, I'm gonna ride with that on, unless I start to get on like some, black diamond type trails. And then the other big thing is right here. We got contact information. Now, I'm hoping you guys can read this, but it's KQ Bikes. Now, I don't know if this could help you with the first version, but at least now we have customer support, because I've got like a Walmart ALX fat bike that, when it came in the box, this derailleur was smashed. One call in a couple days, I had new derailleur, new hanger. The Mongoose company was great. This has been very frustrating. The bike itself the frame seems very well made. The shock is, it's a cheap shock, but it feels like it's a safe shock. It doesn't feel like it's going to come apart. The original version had Radius brand brake levers and brakes. I do believe the brakes are similar. Oh, that's right. There is another change. I believe on my original I had 160 on the front disc. This one is a 180. But like I said, the front works okay. The back's more marginal. I think it's because of the cable length. I think you're getting a little compression in the cable somehow. It just doesn't seem to have the oomph that you do on the front. But yeah, I'm kind of in the dark here. But anyways, they're just, let me see if I can spin the front. Get some more light. Yeah, there's the front brake. It's definitely an off-brand, but no, it's a big difference. So I just wanted to put this out there. So if you're considering getting a Ridge, make sure you get the newer model. So you want to look for the clutch. Also, the tires are yellowed Kenda, where the first version wasn't. First version had an indicator on the shift. But you also, like I said, the narrow wide. So you wanna definitely look for the second version, because first version was okay, but it had this kind of fixed most of the things that were irritating, with the exception of the braking, which, for the price you can upgrade the brakes later. Okay, have a good one, have fun.